Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Greg Furman and this is the Forex Weekly Outlook for the week of February the 25th, 2019. Now, to get started this week, we're going to begin where we always do with that very important US dollar index. Now, as we can see, as we discussed in last week's Forex Weekly Outlook, we've got a double top or a verified resistance zone on the dollar index coming at in or about the 97.23 area. Once again, we've had a retracement back down. We've come back up, failed. However, we are holding this T-cross long, the 96.31 level. We've tested this level multiple times this past week. We now have a verified support zone sitting at or about the low point, which is coming in at 96.12. So this would suggest that the dollar is going to regain some of its composure next week. In most cases, the dollar does strengthen in the first week of the new month, or the first 2 weeks sometimes of the new month, or towards the latter part of the month. So the probability that the dollar starts to strengthen towards the middle or latter part of next week is highly likely. Now, when we look at our main pivot area here, we can see that that area is coming in at 96.45. We're closing 96.37 below the long predicted. So still some bearish activity is likely in the dollar. But again, it would appear we're going to get a China-US trade deal that could boost not only stocks temporarily, but it could boost the dollar. A number of different things could be affected by that. But right now, the market appears to be holding on and not willing to aggressively sell dollars at this particular time. Now, with that bit of a retracement in the dollar, we can see that gold's backing off a little bit here also now. Now, the critical level on gold, 1321, we're holding this area all week, but you can see that we're starting to lose that upward momentum. So a corrective move lower on gold is likely coming if we see some of that dollar strength. Now, as we look at how this is affecting some of the other commodities, when we look at light sweet crude oil, another driving factor of currencies and stocks, oil is continuing to push higher. Now, if we get the US-China trade deal, that should boost oil even further on global growth, because a lot of analysts are talking about, or were talking about, a recession. Now they seem to have forgotten about that. Very difficult one to call. Oil is absolutely overbought, but that doesn't mean it can't move higher. So likely if we get this China-US trade deal and Europe is kind of thrown in the mix too, and growth picks up, that should help oil. Now, with the equities going into next week, again, I have very, very strong concerns about any longevity of this particular rally. We've been rallying up since basically the beginning of January, but again, 80% of this rally is based around comments from the Fed. It's not on real demand for these particular stocks, in my respectful opinion. So when we look at the current shape of the equity markets right now, once again, we're coming into a very, very significant resistance zone at 28.17, and an even stronger resistance is coming in up at this 29.48 area. So again, in my respectful opinion, we are going to see some sellers coming out here in this area, and that's assuming we can get above 28.17, which at this particular time I'm not convinced that we will. If we think about all this good news that's being priced in, we've got the Fed, we've got now a potential US-China trade deal. After all of this is gone, it's a classic case potentially of buy the rumors, sell the facts. So we've got to be cautious of this, guys. In most cases, we make another new push high and then a very significant sell-off. There is at least a 50% probability of a major sell-off in the next several days. So that retracement area would be back down towards the 27.34 area. So we want to make sure we're watching that very, very closely for any signs in the VantagePoint software that the equities are going to sell off. Now, looking at Euro US going into this week, we're still unable really to break and close above the long predicted, which is 113.43. We've had good long trades this past week, but once again, we can see that the dollar index is stalling at the level I discussed, and Euro US is stalling around 113.43. So again, in most cases, the dollar does strengthen in the first week of the new month. So we have to be very cautious of that. Now, 113.43, once again, to finish the week here, guys, we're closing below that. So it's not overly bullish on the euro at this time. When we look at our long predicted here, we've still enjoyed a good week of buying the euro as it's holding above this critical vantage point pivot at 113.31. But again, this needs to get moving here, or there is still risk for a further test of that lower 112 area. So again, to begin the week, we want to watch this area very, very closely. Now, the euro-US counterpart, of course, which is US-Swiss franc, euro-US goes down, US-Swiss franc goes up. But what's very interesting here is that, again, US Swiss franc is following the dollar index lower, but US Swiss franc also stalling out down around the parity level. So the risk is if equity markets snap higher, then US Swiss franc goes higher with that. Now, once again, we've got some verified support down here. Again, that's coming in around 99.87, and we're just not able to break through that. And again, that verified support goes back to February the 11th. So this is a known level, and we can see 3 days in a row, we've got buyers stepping in off of that February 11th low. So we have to always respect price action here, guys. We can visually see that we have buyers sitting here. So as we move into the new month, that supports my theory that we have strong dollar buying in the first week of the new month. So be cautious with any shorts here. The majority of the indicators are saying US Swiss franc is still going lower. We're getting all tangled up for the entire week at this 1.0025 level. So if we can break above 1.0030, close above that area, that should trigger a move back towards the high area around 101, 1.0098 to be more specific. So keep an eye on the two levels I've discussed here, and you should be fine going to next week's trade. Now, Great Britain US has enjoyed, again, a good recovery off the lower verified support area that we talked about last week, that area coming in around 127.73. But once again, you've got verified resistance coming up into this 132.16 area. But now we have a new level of resistance that's coming in at or about the 131.08 area. And once that high was set for the week, I will point out that we didn't make a new high after that. So once we stalled, the good thing is on Friday we came down, we kissed the VantagePoint T-cross long around 129.66 was the previous number, and we took a very strong bounce off that area by 100 pips on Friday. I was buying that particular pair myself. So the indicators, again, are still moderately bullish, but once again, when we look at our T-cross long by itself, or long predicted, that pivot area is 130.16. So to begin the week, we want to make sure we're holding above 130.16 in order for this pair, if this pair is going to re-challenge the 132 area, which I think is a given in the next 4 to 6 weeks. That could be in the next 4 to 6 days here if we get more good news out of Brexit. But for now, it's looking a little bit soft here as we've got these verified zones containing price action. Now, with dollar yen this week, once again, the dollar yen can be one of the most frustrating pairs to trade. I know this better than anyone, of course, with the Japan cross pairs, very volatile and choppy. But right now, we've got this area just above 111, 111.12 to be more specific. That area continues to contain price action to the upside. So we're looking for a solid break of 111.15, closing above that area. But you can see this area that's all basically coated out in red. It's a very strong resistance level, and that level is coming in up, very strong resistance up to the 113.71 area. So very few buyers sitting above basically 110.80. But if we can get a push with the equity markets, we get some positive news on the US-China trade deal. Equities take off to the upside. That's going to help. That's what's going to help dollar yen here, guys. So keep a close eye on that. But if there is no China-US trade deal, this particular pair plummets, and it will likely take US Swiss franc with it. So remember, keep that in the back of your mind, that trade deal is a big deal. Now, with US Canada, once again, this is where I really love the VantagePoint software, because it gives me these daily pivot areas, the T-cross long, T-cross medium, and of course the long predicted, which I'll talk about in a minute. But you can see that we're coming up and testing on a corrective basis towards the VantagePoint critical level, 132.40, and the sellers are just camped out here, waiting for it to come higher so they can get a better price in their shorts. Nobody wants to short down around 131.20. They want to short up above 132. So they're continuing to drive the market. However, be very cautious this week, guys, around 130.68. That's where, in my respectful opinion, we could see buyers step back into the market. The indicators from VantagePoint are saying we are going into that 130.60 area. But once again, the advantage of using these verified support and resistance is they give us price targets and problem zones where we may not have any sellers. So we don't want to get too aggressive with shorts below 131.20. We may actually this coming week want to start looking at longs if the equity markets, if it's a buy the rumors, sell the fact on the S&P 500 and oil, then if oil reverses and goes lower, then US Canada is going to reverse and go higher. That's the key intermarket correlation that you guys want to be very, very mindful of. So once again, those are the key levels on this particular pair. With Aussie US and New Zealand US, this is absolutely a stock trade, both of these pairs, Aussie and New Zealand. So right now, they're moving sideways. We've got some pretty decent support down here at 170.57. I would still support longs off of Aussie US and New Zealand US, provided stocks can hold their gains. If stocks cannot hold their gains, then neither will Aussie and neither will New Zealand. They will both sell off. So right now, 71.35, a rather bearish close, to be honest, at 71.24. When we check our long predicted, our critical level, once again, 71.26. We're closing 71.24, dead flat. So a break of either side of 71.26 will trigger our move to start the week. And we're looking for the market to hold above this level to go long and to hold below it to go short. And the exact same thing is going to apply to New Zealand. You can see New Zealand really fighting it out with the VantagePoint pivot areas, trying to flush out some of the longs here. They pushed it lower. But New Zealand fought its way back up above these critical VantagePoint levels. But as you can see, we've got three very heavy, dark, lighter color of red, almost pink. And then we go very strong red up into this area up here on New Zealand towards 70.45. So we still got to be cautious here. But once again, if you're trading Aussie US, New Zealand US, USCAD, guys, you want to watch those equity markets very specifically, the S&P 500. Watch it very closely. As long as stocks are doing well, these so-called commodity currencies, what I basically call equity-based currencies now, that will determine how they move. So not a lot of data on the docket for next week. All eyes will be on the US-China trade deal and how Europe is going to come into the fold here, whether they're going to be able to benefit from that deal, and that will dictate a number of different moves on the currencies and of course on the S&P 500. So with that said, this is the Forex Weekly Outlook for the week of February the 25th, 2019.